So, thoughts on that one, Arsenal fans? I'm kind of 50-50 right now. I'm kind of happy with the draw, but I'm also disappointed that we didn't really play at the top of our game. But then I think we had 6 changes to the team. We were clearly rotating the squad. And then I think Sporting are a very good side. And I don't think a draw is necessarily a bad result even before the game kicked off. I'm very 50-50 right now. So let's talk about what happened. In fact, let's go through each goal because it's one of those games where it was just hectic. It felt like the referee didn't have control and the two teams didn't have control. There were times where I thought Arsenal dominated and then Sporting dominated, but in general, it was just chaos. It was great fun to watch. It really was. And we got, I think, quite lucky at times. So, obviously, our first goal, Saliba with a towering header, but there was a foul for sure. Zinchenko has literally bouldered someone over. But do you know what? We always seem to get the other end of these decisions where either a goal gets ruled out that maybe shouldn't have, or, the Ben White thing, or we concede a goal and you can clearly see there's a huge foul in the box or whatever. So we take these. Okay, we got a little bit lucky there. VAR didn't seem to check. I don't know. Really strange. I actually think it was a foul by Zinchenko. But anyway, Saliba makes it 1-0 and I'm thinking, right, we should coast on to a simple 2-0 win here. Just play third gear, don't need to go too crazy. About 10 minutes later, we then conceded from a corner. And this was a really tricky one to analyse because we can't hear it. But if you've watched it, you'll know exactly what I'm about to say. Kiwior, who was making his debut today, by the way, the young Polish centre-back, quite clearly the main man in that situation to clear the corner. And he's kind of cowered down and ducked. And Turner, who is in goal today, didn't come for it, or he wanted to, then decided not to. There was some indecision there, and I'm just wondering, did Turner shout, leave it, or whatever? Was there a miscommunication there? Because I don't see Kiwior being a player like that. He seems to be quite an aggressive player, very good on the ball, very tidy player, but raw. We can all see there's a player. I can see there's a player there. I watched him play the other day for the under-21s, I think it was. Very tidy first half. He only played 45 minutes, but some of the passes and great. But what I want in a centre-back most of all is someone that's going to defend well, clear headers, make good tackles. We didn't see that on this goal, but I'm willing to kind of look past it because maybe Turner just didn't make the correct decision, or he shouted and maybe shouldn't have for players to leave it. I don't know, but either way, it's 1-1. We go in at half-time, and actually they came out really quick and scored, again, a very badly defended goal from our side, but quality play between the Sporting attackers. They had the ex-Spurs player, Marcus Edwards, very good down that right side, causing issues. I think Zinchenko looked tired tonight, even though he had some good moments. But yeah, 2-1. And at that point, I thought, do you know what? We don't deserve to be getting anything from this game, so I can't even be mad. We weren't performing at a very high level, and you could see we rotated. We were missing some key players. And then we got really lucky with the own goal. It's just a shot that's deflected and gone in. So 2-2, made some subs, and that was it. It wasn't the most exciting final 10 minutes. I was hoping that we would be throwing everything at them. But realistically, it's an away game against one of the top Portuguese sides. And I don't think they're top of the league, though. It's Benfica, right? But for sure, Sporting are one of the top sides. It's a good result, considering we did rotate quite a lot. I really didn't want to see Saka today, but I guess, who else is going to play there? We could have played Vieira there maybe, but I don't know. Playing Saka and White, I didn't want White to start today. I didn't really want Saliba to start, but the thing is, we can't fully rotate in a game of this magnitude. It is still a big game. Saka got man of the match on FOTMob. I don't agree with that at all. Personally, and this is just from watching the game, and I'm no expert, but Jorginho and Saliba were the standouts for me. In fact, Saliba getting the goal probably edges it for me, but Jorginho was excellent. And Martinelli as well had some good moments playing through the middle. Disappointed with Nelson after such a good moment at the weekend. I was hoping he would have done a bit more today. Xhaka did very well. Decent. Zinchenko a little bit maybe rusty today, just tired. And Vieira had his moments, but what I really want to talk about is Tomiyasu, because I think we gave him a bit of stick recently, and I did. he had a poor game, and do you know what? He was absolutely phenomenal when he came on. 63 minutes in, he comes on down the left side for, as I said, a bit of a tired Zinchenko who shouldn't have been playing. He should have been rested today. I think Tierney's ill or something, and Tierney must be so frustrated because he can't get in the team at the moment. And finally, there's a game where he's going to start and then he gets sick. But Tomiyasu came in. He was absolutely fantastic. So fair play to him. And let's talk about Gabriel versus Kivior, because I think what we really saw today is just how good Gabriel has been for us. The fact that he basically plays two positions, with Zinchenko pushing forward, moving into midfield, playing that kind of inverted Pep Guardiola role that Arteta seems to have mastered now with Zinchenko. Gabriel is literally a centre-back and a left-back in one, and you could see that Kivior not quite there yet, and he's going to learn from one of the best in the business now. Gabriel is simply incredible, and as soon as he came on, we looked better in defence. We just did. Someone who's played a lot, and Kivior is young. He's just signed. It's his first proper appearance, his debut for the first team. Let him off. It's not a big deal. I made a few notes, actually. Let me just make sure I don't forget to talk about one of these. Turner. Oh, Matt Turner, or Ben Turner, as some of the pundits. I don't know who it was. I think she's an ex-England goalkeeper. One of the pundits on BT Sport called him Ben Turner. I'm like, mate, please. He's just... I don't know. He's a backup keeper, isn't he? That's what he is. Turner is a backup keeper, and you can tell he hasn't been playing because he just wasn't sharp. And I don't blame him. I think he's a very capable goalkeeper, but this is such a vital position in any team. His build-up play isn't as good as it should be. His decision-making, we saw on the first goal that they scored, poor. Some of the... I guess what it is, it's that feeling of not being comfortable when he's on the ball. I don't like that. I'm so used to Ramsdale now. On the ball, I feel so comfortable with him. Like, as I'm watching, obviously... I just think, yeah, he's fine. He'll deal with it. Fine, no worries. And then I see Turner getting on the ball, and he's like, I don't really like it. But it's difficult to have a go at someone who doesn't play much. You know, what's he meant to do? ESR, Emil Smith-Rowe getting some more minutes. He looked relatively good. I think that's just gonna be a case of match sharpness. He hasn't been playing. The run from Martinelli. I have to talk about that. I don't know what minute it was, but if you know what I'm talking about, if you don't know, it'll be in the highlights for sure. He literally ran through their entire defence. It was incredible. He went from our half to their half, and he gets to the goalkeeper. He rounds the keeper, and he takes such a heavy touch. And then one of the quickest defenders in European football comes in and nicks the ball. And they celebrated like it was a goal, by the way, the defenders. But if Martinelli scores that, oh my God, I had flashbacks of Stamford Bridge. Martinelli has that in his locker. He just doesn't seem to have that composure sometimes to actually finish a run like that off. I really think going around the keeper might have been the wrong decision there, but obviously I'm sitting here in my desk chair. I'm not the one who's running at 20 miles an hour with the ball, and he probably didn't have much to aim for with the keeper coming out like this. But yeah, what a run. Such a shame he couldn't have scored that, because it would have been such an incredible moment. And Fabio Vieira, by the way, playing as a false nine. What did we think about that towards the end of the game? He has played there for Porto. I don't want to see him doing that in the Premier League, though, because that didn't work. He's just not strong enough. At the end of the day, though, guys, it's a 2-2 result away from home. It should technically be comfortable at home. I think we'll beat them comfortably, but we've got some messages coming in from you guys. Jack says we lacked a real number 9 up front today, and that is absolutely true. We were playing without a striker, and Martinelli can do a job for us, but Jesus coming back can't happen any soon. I swear, I'm so excited to see him return. He was in the squad today, travelling, but wasn't in the actual match day squad. But he's there. He's training. He's getting fit, and I think after the international break, which is in 2 weeks, I believe, the weekend of the 25th, maybe. I'm hoping he'll be back in the squad after that and starting games, because although I like Nketiah, and he has done well for us since Jesus got injured, I don't see Nketiah really adding that much today. I don't know, maybe that's harsh of me to say. Ellis says, wasn't the worst result, I guess. We could have easily lost that in some situations, just all to play for in the second leg. I think that's the key thing, really. It's not over yet. And we could have come away with a loss today because we made some serious issues and errors, and disappointing to see that, really, considering, we're one of the top teams in Europe at the moment. We're top of the Premier League for a reason. But with the rotation, with the fact it's a tough place to go away from home, they beat Spurs there earlier on in the season. It's not an easy game. It really isn't. So 2-2, not a terrible result. Mason concurs. Hang on, that's the next one, I think. But poor performance from everyone today. We are very lucky to only get a draw. I don't think it was a poor performance from everyone. I think some players were absolutely fine. Like Jorginho, genuinely, if you watch that game again, even if it is just kind of extended highlights, he was brilliant. So good. But we were lucky to potentially just get the draw there. Lucky to get a draw, says FPL Simba. And I think this is the one. Yeah, Tommy had a great half. I can't lie. I had to Google what ICL meant. Am I getting old? Oh, it's happening. I saw the ICL. I'm like, including what? ICL, I can't lie. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Yeah, agreed. Tommy probably was the best player in the second half. But anyway, let's have a look at some of the other results, because obviously these were the early games. We've got Leverkusen winning 2-0. Demirbay and Tapsoba. And then we've got Roma winning 2-0 against Real Sociedad. Wow. That's a big result. I wouldn't have expected Real Sociedad to get beaten that hard. Although it's only 2-0, it can still be turned around, of course. And then we've got the other kickoffs coming up soon. I'm very excited to watch United versus Betis, which kicks off in 5 minutes for me. But in general, guys, do you know what? As I've said, could have been potentially a loss tonight. Do you know what? I still would have felt comfortable going at the Emirates 2-1 down, starting off there and getting the win. We will beat them at the Emirates. I'm fairly confident of that. And let's just hope that in the not the second leg, the quarterfinals, hopefully we don't get drawn a tough game, a tough opponent there. But I mean, the likelihood is we're going to face a Juventus, a United, a Bayer Leverkusen. It's not going to be an easy run to the final. But with our priority, let's be honest, with our priority being the league, I wouldn't be too massively disappointed if we didn't win the Europa League this season. But we're capable of winning it, and I want to. It would be a huge, huge trophy for us. And let's just get the double then. Just get the Premier League and the Europa League trophy. Why not?